think everybody's asleep. Okay. I already told Tori that I was doing this meeting earlier today. So he should be there. All these trees, I don't even know how to get there anymore. I only know it's this way because of the balcony view. Is there a pathway there, or is there just, No, this works. Okay. This works. I don't have my, executioner mouse. I think I must have left it at my bastion. Hey, Tori.
Hello, Ham. Oh, geez.
Yeah. So, I wanted to check in with you. I think normally I go to the Nether fairly often because it's just, I have old bases, resources, whatever there. But given the present circumstances, I just wanted to check in with you with something. Because I know there's all the stuff going around with all the chaos with Endo, with D that just happened earlier, and with Klebo and whatever we're going to have to do with that later on. But first of all, I want to go back to my bastion. Take a night off and go back to my bastion. I need to get rid of all of the Ender Eyes that were there. I sort of left them for a while. I thought Endo would be all right, but I mean, things
As
have changed now.
yeah, as evidence
You
provides, I am not.
as you know, I'm gonna get rid of the Ender Eyes. I'm pretty sure Genie said they're supposed to go in water. Uh, was what I was told when I moved in here.
I believe fire also
Uh,
works.
all right, good to know. Good to know. And what I'm thinking is, I'm gonna. Would you mind sparing me some moss and bone meal? Because I'm thinking what I'll do is just in case things start popping up there again, I'll spread some moss around there so that we have the right surveillance there.
Of course,
Keep the right eyes on it.
I will always have moss to spare and bone meal as well.
I don't think this much is necessary. Keep your precious material. If I think I just need a little like 20 or so here.
Hey, well, if that's what you think.
The bone meal will spread it. I'm sure.
Oh, I'm
It
sure it will.
multiplies quite easily, as evidenced by your your handsome demeanor. I see you're growing quite nicely.
I appreciate the compliment. And yes, it's a natural part. Soon, you might not even be able to see the skeleton.
Oh, won't that be off-putting to everybody else?
I would hope they would be accustomed to my more mossy nature by now.
The more moss, the less you see in theory, but in reality, it is you are seeing more.
I'll be simply more in tune.
Indeed. But anyway, the real thing I wanted to talk to you about, because that's just a small thing. I do want to go to the Nether and see in the Nether there are two main groups of mobs that are intelligent enough to form civilization among themselves. One, of course, being the piglins, with whom I'm still in somewhat of contact, but I know them well enough to not sort of mess around with their status quo. But the second that I wanted to sort of bounce off you is the Blazes. They live in big brick towers in the Nether called Nether Fortresses. And I don't know loads about them. I know that mainly because piglins and blazes sort of go at each other quite often.
As one would assume with the two
But
sentient races.
yeah, of course. But they are they have a lot of power in the Nether, and I know there's a specific group that has several. They are a bit more science oriented than most mobs. They have a lot of knowledge that I think could benefit our sort of
Operation.
like intertwined alliance that we've sort of been trying to build.
I see. That would be actually quite beneficial.
Yeah, I don't even know what most of what they were doing myself, but they had I heard rumors of just some very novel concepts that they were dabbling in.
Hmm. Well, if you believe you are capable of taking this task on yourself, then you are free to do so.
I think I can. Worst case scenario, I'm a bit better geared than anything else in the Nether, so if push comes to shove, I can make my escape pretty easily.
I'm glad. I wouldn't want to lose my
The only
right hand.
the only thing that I thought I might confirm with you though is obviously blazes are judging from the name you can probably guess they are spirits of fire, and everything in a Nether fortress is sort of run with fire sort of just in the air everywhere. And so I thought I don't think it's safe for me to have like moss going in. That's why I wanted to confirm with you. I don't think you'll be able to survey what's going on. It's the moss wouldn't survive.
It wouldn't. It's not. The Nether is not a very good environment for moths to thrive in. Very dry.
Yeah. It's actually the it's actually not sure if you were aware, but Merlings like Klebo, right? When I brought Klebo to the Nether, um, the air is so dry and warm that it actually it it's very not good for Merlings. Like he had to be drunk on fire resistance the entire time. I think if you left a Merling unprotected in the Nether, like it's so just the air. There's so much heat in the air.
That
I don't
their
think they would
lungs cannot
survive.
handle it.
Well, I'm not even just sure if it's their lungs. I think just their skin.
Oh, that
Like
would.
there's just not moisture. They need moisture in the air, and there just isn't any.
That's.
Like Merlings can survive out of water because there's some moisture in the air. The Nether that just doesn't exist.
But I would assume that the Nether, which is almost completely devoid of moisture, would not be very good for them.
It would not.
Oh, that's an interesting fact.
Yeah. But it's that just to give you an idea of yeah. So I will be going in my regular purple robes and hope that I can be trusted well enough with my duties.
I trust you more than enough for you to simply take off the moss for a bit. I understand.
All right. Well, I will be back here in time for the trial. Uh, that I can promise you.
Glad.
And you'll get to see my bastion in
Oh,
by the end of the night, I think.
I'll be patiently waiting.
I'll yeah. I'll see you around. Thank you, Tori.
Safe travels, Am.
I'll get the frames later. You know, I almost thought that I'd be able to be lazy and just leave these here. But unfortunately, what just happened with D has shown that I can't take that liberty. I don't even remember what Genie said to do with these. It was so long ago. But I'm pretty sure Genie said, is there any in here? I don't think so. I don't think there were any in there. I'm pretty sure Genie said that they should be put in, like, water or something. And if that doesn't get rid of them, then I'll just put them in lava. That's right, Endo. I know you're watching. You're lucky that we're a bit busy dealing with... So did I get all of them? There weren't any by the back stairs, right? Endo, you're just lucky that we're too busy doing the formalities with Klebo to come and hunt you down. Yeah, that'll do it. You're not seeing anything. And don't worry, Tori, I'm not forgetting. As long as my base is going to be the object of surveillance, I might as well make sure that it is the right eyes. Alright. That's a good enough job. It'll grow more. It's already decently well done anyway. I'm gonna put a bit in here. But now for the second bit of this. Bit of a story, Tori. So after the first little spat we had between Endo and the ocean and all the execution and stuff, I came back here and I made some modifications to it for the sake of so that this place could be used in case there were ever an attack. With that in mind, there are places that I can hide my moss garments while I'm gone, so that the gifts you've given me may be kept safe. Hope you're not a little squeamish, but this is necessary. So hard, now was it? You're alright, Tori. You're alright. Have a pleasant stay here, Tori. And we're off. Looking good. I'll see you in just a little bit, Tori. Don't let Endo burn the place down while I'm gone. Oh, Tori. I offer my gravest apologies, but there are some things in the Nether to which you must remain completely blind. Unfortunately, you are distinctly good at reading lies, so I suppose all I can do is make sure that my conscience is as clear as possible. Might as well just tell the story as if I've still got the moss. The city that I spoke of earlier to you is called Glørkeiser. It was a huge city, the only city that has ever existed in the Nether. And it was built in a huge, wide open, flat nether waste biome. And it was run by a emperor known as the Master Blaze. The Master Blaze was somewhat of an enigma to much of the Nether, because he seemingly, unlike most great powers of his time, had no interest in expanding his influence throughout the Nether. Because his city never seemed to expand. It was large, it could have been larger, and it seemed obvious that it could have been larger, but he never expanded outwards, and there were no major civilizations, like no bastions, no fortresses near him, so there was nobody to contest him. But the reality was that the Master Blaze was just a little bit more ambitious. He gathered, as I told you before, all of the greatest minds in the Nether, in the areas of science, into one place, because he had a goal of breaking the bedrock ceiling of the Nether and expanding his influence to whatever lied beyond. Now, this was a huge undertaking that he tried his best to keep secret, but because there is no loyalty in the Nether, of course word got out. Eventually it reached the ears of one particularly curious soul. But Hill is completely insane and is a mass murderer. This dude cleared. Hill has wiped out entire regional populations. Nether's most infamous mass murderer.
I
don't know what I know. If a fight breaks out, Hill will kill all of us.
Please.
So unless you have an actual death wish. Power. Our strongest fighter is Hill. Hill is probably the most powerful person I have ever met. Now, I don't know if the Master Blaze was fearful for his work, or if he just wanted a spot in that sweet peak of the natural hierarchy. But when the gladiatorial champion of the Nether, Hill, came flying upon the wind to Glørkeiser, the Master Blaze locked down his city and set his entire military upon the king. And what happened next is the reason why no creature in the Nether that has any love for its own skin will ever challenge Hill again. Because in order to defend himself, Hill set off an explosion so large that it destabilized the nether roof, causing a cave-in, dropping over 1 billion tons of netherrack directly over the city, burying it entirely. Now from here, oral historians in the Nether speak of a great battle between blazes and ghasts, but the truth is that there was no battle. Every blaze that was standing to defend Glørkeiser either tried to flee or tried to dig through the rubble to rescue their allies. And every single one of them was picked off and killed by a gathering of ghasts, probably hundreds, that had heard the cries of Hill and come for a bit of the feast, I guess. And as for the inhabitants of Glørkeiser, well, no one could get out. Every fire spirit within the walls of the city suffocated from lack of oxygen to their flames and were dead by the end of the day. And as for the Master Blaze, as soon as he realized that there was no escape, he took all of his brilliant minds, his scientists that he'd collected, retreated into the laboratory that he'd hidden deep in his own city. They sealed every exit so that nobody could find them. And their last hope was essentially that they had to succeed in their mission. They had to open the bedrock roof, and that would be their only escape. Unfortunately, they didn't fare any better. Which I know because I found it. And I've been continuing what they tried to do. And apparently the job's done. I guess we'll see. Suppose it doesn't even matter that I'm hiding anything. Tori definitely was not going to like this idea. Here we are. The old Emperor's tomb. Still standing. What? Wait. Hold on. There wasn't a room down there. That's new. Is that a ghast spawner? I'm not even gonna bother. Why is there a... I'm not even gonna go check that out. That's weird. It's new. But let's see. Can we see? I can't even see from here. Well, suppose only one way to find out. come out, wherever you are.
小心你的远望。操纵世界上最凶猛的生物是远藤最熟练的能力。
我知道他有个典狱长。
他有许多典狱长，还有苦味物，还有兔子和 Kira。
兔和 Kira。
他们的人家都是食人族，能比个典狱长更横，并且很长时间没有回到 Quams。好像远藤不是你只会遭遇的敌人。
我明白。
Then good luck, Hamjam, until we meet again.
What? Let's get started then.